Let's start it. Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our weekly webinar session. So today's webinar is about 5S Kaizen and lean-based elimination. It's a very common topic which helps us to regularize your lives. So before we begin, I just want you to think about three simple questions. What are three simple questions? One, how much time do people in your workplace spend searching for tools, documents, or materials every single day? It may be a few seconds each time, but when it happens repeatedly, those seconds slowly turn into minutes, and those minutes eventually becomes hours of lost productivity. Now, coming to the second question. What's the second question? Have you ever seen workplaces where machines are advanced and expensive, but the surrounding environment is disorganized or inefficient? Have you seen like that? And then the third question, what if a workplace could improve productivity, safety, and quality without buying even a single new machine? That idea may sound surprising, but many of the world's most successful manufacturing organizations have actually already achieved that. Today, we explore a topic titled From Chaos to Efficiency, 5S, Kaizen, and lead based elimination. Across industries around the world, organizations constantly search for ways to improve productivity, reduce costs, and deliver better quality products. Very often, companies assume that the improvement requires expensive machines or advanced automation. However, some of the most powerful improvements in manufacturing history did not come from the new machines. They came from better ways of organizing the workplace and improving the everyday processes. In today's session, we'll be exploring three powerful concepts that have helped industries across the world transform their operations. These concepts are 1. 5S, Kaizen, and lean based elimination. These ideas were popularized by Japanese manufacturing companies, especially Toyota, and today they form the foundation of the modern operational excellence. During this webinar, we will explore why workplaces become inefficient, how small waste accumulate over time, and how structured improvement methods can transform chaos into efficiency. Let us begin by thinking about a typical workplace. Imagine a workshop, a manufacturing plant, a maintenance area, or even an office. In many cases, workers spend a surprising amount of time not actually performing productive work but searching for things. A technician may spend several minutes looking for the correct tool. An operator may walk across the workshop to collect materials. Documents may be misplaced, which causes delays in decision making. These small inefficiencies appear harmless outside. However, when they happen repeatedly throughout the day, they accumulate into large productive losses. For example, if a worker spends just 2 minutes searching for tools 10 times per day, that results in 20 minutes of lost productive time. Multiply that across multiple workers and across an entire year, and the loss becomes enormous. So what will happen? They may search for the tools. Why? Workstations are cluttered. It is just like dangled together, all the items put together, which will cause a time delays. If you have to search, go there, go here. If you do not find one thing in one place, you have to go to another place and search for a new thing. And this all result to the hidden inefficiencies. Now, the biggest problem in most workplaces is not big failures. It is the small, repeated inefficiencies. A tool kept in a wrong place, an oil leakage that was not cleaned, unnecessary items lying around. Individually, they look small, but together, they silently kill productivity. In most organizations, management focuses primarily on visible problems such as machine breakdowns or productive stoppages, etc. etc. However, the majority of the productivity loss occurs through hidden inefficiencies. These are activities that consume time and resources but do not add value to the product or service. Examples include unnecessary movement, waiting for materials, excessive inventory, repeated rework, poor workplace organization, etc. etc. So, lean thinking focuses on identifying and eliminating these hidden wastes. Lean manufacturing. Lean. What do you mean by that? It's a maximum value with minimum waste. Maximum value with minimum waste. So lean manufacturing is a philosophy that focuses on maximizing the value while minimizing the waste. This value, what we mentioned here, to maximizing value, it's not amount or anything. This value, what we tell here is the activities that directly contribute to producing a product or delivering a service that customers are willing to pay for. Anything that is considered or anything that does not contribute to value is considered as waste. The goal of lean thinking is not simply to work harder, but to work smarter by removing unnecessary steps and improving processes. Now, lean thinking identifies three major sources of inefficiencies in any process. It's known as Muda, Mura, and Muri. Muda, Mura, Muri. So, first one is Muda, which refers to wasteful activities that do not add any value. The second one is Mura, which refers to unevenness or inconsistency in production or the workflow. The third is Muri, which refers to overburdening people or machines beyond their capacity. So, when you understand that these three concepts, it will help organizations to design smoother and get efficient operations done. I hope you're understanding this. If you have any doubt, you can just message me in the message box and I'll be replying for that. Now, let's go individually of each of this. Muda. Muda represents the waste in the system, which includes any activity that consumes time, that consumes effort, or that consumes resources without adding value to a final product. For example, excessive transportation of materials, unnecessary motion by workers, waiting time between operations, and producing more items than required. Lean organizations constantly analyze processes to identify and eliminate these wastes. This waste, actually, we can divide into different types. So, lean manufacturing traditionally identifies seven major causes of waste, seven major categories of waste. Transportation, that refers to unnecessary movement of materials. Inventory refers to excess stock that ties up capital. We need only five numbers, but we purchase and keep 100 numbers. What will happen? The items will simply stay there, but the money is going out from our hand. Then motion refers to unnecessary movement of people. Waiting occurs when the workers or the machine remains idle. Overproduction occurs when more products are produced than needed, or overprocessing refers to the performing unnecessary operations. So overproduction is when more products are, we need 1,000 pieces, but we make 2,000 pieces. The overprocessing, that refers to performing unnecessary operations. That operations may not be required in that part, but people just do that. That is known as overprocessing. Then defects refers to errors that require rework or scrap. These ways collectively reduce productivity and increase costs. Now let's go to Mura. So now we have finished Mura. Now we are going to Mura. What is Mura? Mura refers to unevenness in production or workflow. Unevenness in production or workflow. In many workplaces, tasks are not distributed evenly. Some workers some workers may experience heavy workloads while others remain idle. Machines may alternate between periods of intense activity and long waiting times. This inconsistency creates inefficiencies and disrupts the smooth flow of the operations. So, what is Mura? It is just the irregular workflow and the inconsistent production. Next, we are going to the Muri. What is Muri? I told you Muri is nothing but it is the overburden. So it refers to the overburdening of people or equipment. When workers are forced to operate at unrealistic speeds or machines are pushed beyond their capacity, the result is fatigue, errors, and breakdowns. Lean systems aim to balance workloads so that operations remain sustainable and efficient. Next. So that was about lean management. Now we are going to the next topic, that is 5S. So at this stage of presentation, we move into one of the most powerful workplace improvement system ever developed, the 5S methodology. The term 5S refers to five Japanese words that describes steps for creating and maintaining an organized workspace, namely Seiri, Seiton, Seizo, Shiketsu, and Shitsuki. Seiri, that means sort, Seiton, set in order, Seizo, shine, Shiketsu, standardize, and Shitsuki, sustain. Although the concept originated in Japan, it has now been adopted by companies all over the world. Major global manufacturers such as Toyota, who basically brought this, Honda, Boeing, and many others rely heavily on 5S as the foundation of operational excellence. Not only the engineering field, even the colleges, even standard colleges, they also follow the 5S methodology. It's important to understand that 5S is not simply about cleaning or housekeeping. Many people misunderstand it and think it is just about making the workplace look neat. In reality, 5S is about improving efficiency, reducing waste, increasing safety, and creating an environment where problems become visible. When a workplace is disorganized, problems remain hidden. Tools are misplaced, materials are mixed, and defects go unnoticed. But When the workplace is organized systematically, abnormalities immediately stand out. This allows teams to detect problems early and solve them before they grow larger. 5S also builds discipline. It encourages workers to maintain a structured environment where everything has a defined place and purpose. Now, in the upcoming slides or hereafter, we are going to explain each of these five elements in detail. Now, let's first understand why 5S is so important for organizations. In many workplaces, a large portion of time is not lost because workers lack skill, but because the environment around them is inefficient. Workers spend time searching for tools or walking unnecessary distances or dealing with clutter. By implementing 5S, organizations reduce these inefficiencies. Tools are organized properly, materials are stored logically, and unnecessary items are removed. This significantly reduces the time required to perform the daily tasks. Safety. Safety is another major benefit here. A cluttered workplace often leads to accidents. Loose materials on the floor, obstructed pathways, and poor visibility can create dangerous situations. A well organized workplace reduces these risks. Quality also improves because problems become easier to detect. For example, when machines and work areas are clean, oil leaks or abnormal vibrations become visible much earlier. So, 5S also creates a discipline. It encourages employees to maintain order and take responsibility of their work environment. So, the first step of 5S methodology is SAIL, which means sorting. Sorting involves identifying what items are truly necessary for the work process and removing everything that is unnecessary. Over time, the workplaces accumulate items that are no longer useful. Sometimes old tools, sometimes damaged equipment, sometimes excess materials, sometimes outdated documents. All these things often get remained in the work area simply because no one has taken time to remove them. These items consume valuable space and create confusion. Workers may waste time searching through unnecessary items before finding what they actually need. Saving encourages the teams to carefully evaluate each item in the workplace and ask simple question: is this item required for the current operation? If the answer is yes, the item will be kept there. If the answer is no, the item should be removed from the work area. Sorting helps free up space, improves visibility, and makes the workplace easier to manage. So, during the sorting process, the organizations often use a technique known as the red tag method. So, this method is used when teams are uncertain whether an item is necessary or unnecessary. Instead of making an immediate decision, the item is marked with a red tag. The tag usually includes information such as the item description, location, and the person responsible for tagging it. These tagged items are then moved to a designated holding area. Over a period of time, managers and workers review these items and decide whether they should be kept, relocated, repaired, or discarded. This method prevents unnecessary items from occupying valuable workspace while also ensuring that useful items are not accidentally discarded. After this unnecessary items have been removed, the next stop is Seiton, which means setting items in order. The goal of Seiton is to arrange the tools, materials, and equipment so that they are easy to locate and easy to return after use. A key principle of Seiton is that every item should have a designated place. Workers should never have to search for tools or materials And when everything has a clearly defined location, tasks can be performed more efficiently. Another important concept is that the frequently used items should be stored closer to the work area, while rarely used items can be stored farther away. This reduces unnecessary motion and improves workload. In short, this is just like everything has its own place and a place for everything. Everything for a place for everything. That is Saito. Next. There are several practical techniques used to implement Seiton effectively. One of the most common method is the shadow board system. A shadow board displays outlines or silhouettes of tools that workers immediately know where each tool belongs. Another technique is labeling. Storage areas, shelves, and containers are labeled clearly so that workers can easily identify where the items should be placed. Color coding is also widely used. Different colors may represent different tools, materials, or safety zones. These visual systems make it easier for the workers to maintain order without relying on memory. The third step of 5S is Zeiso, which means shining or cleaning the workplace. However, Zeiso goes beyond simple cleaning. It is about maintaining a workplace where it's about maintaining a workplace where problems became visible. When machines and work areas are dirty, it becomes difficult to detect issues such as leaks, cracks, loose bolts, or abnormal wear. Cleaning provides an opportunity to inspect equipment and identify potential problems before they lead to failures. In many organizations, cleaning responsibilities are assigned to the machine operators. This ensures that the machine is inspected regularly and that workers take ownership of their machines. After implementing the first three steps, the next challenge is maintaining those improvements. Without a structured system, workplaces gradually return to their previous states. Sikitsu addresses this challenge by establishing standards. So, standardization ensures that everyone follows the same procedure for sorting, organizing, and cleaning the workplace. A visual management tool such as a flow markings, labels, checklists, instruction boards, all are commonly used. These visual systems help workers understand what the workplace, what the actions are required, what the workplace should look like, and what actions are required to maintain it. So basically, it creates the procedures. It creates a system to give a visual control. The final step of the 5S methodology is Shitsuke, which focuses on sustaining the improvements achieved through the previous steps. Sustainment requires discipline and commitment from both workers and management. Organizations often conduct regular 5S audits to evaluate whether standards are being followed. Training programs are also conducted to ensure that new employees understand the importance of maintaining the workplace organization. Over time, 5S becomes a habit and part of organizational culture. After establishing an organized workplace through 5S, the next step is continuous improvement. This is where the concept of Kaizen comes into play. The word Kaizen comes from two Japanese words. Kai means change and Zen means good. the change for the good. Together, they represent a philosophy of continuous improvement through small incremental changes. Instead of waiting for major innovations, Kaizen encourages workers to constantly look for ways to improve their work processes. Kaizen encourages the employees at all levels to participate in the improvement activities. So workers who perform tasks daily often have valuable insights to how process can be improved. Even a small improvement can produce significant result when applied consistently. For example, reorganizing tools to reduce walking distance by a few steps may seem minor. However, when repeated 100 times per day, it leads to substantial time saving. Next, 5S and Kaizen together. The 5S and Kaizen always complement each other. 5S establishes an organized workspace where problems become visible. Kaizen then encourages teams to continuously improve the processes and eliminate inefficiencies. Without 5S, Kaizen initiatives may fail because the workplace lacks structure. Without Kaizen, 5S may stagnate and fail to produce further improvements. So, together, they create a powerful system for operational excellence. Now, let's go to some real industry example. When discussing 5S and Kaizen, it's impossible not to mention Toyota. The Toyota production system is one of the most influential manufacturing systems in the world. Toyota did not become successful only because of advanced machines or technology. Their success came from building a culture where every employee participates in improving the workplace. In Toyota factories, 5S is not treated as a special project that is implemented once and forgotten. Instead, it is a daily discipline practiced by every worker. Workers are responsible for maintaining clean and organized workstations. Tools are carefully arranged, machines are inspected regularly, and abnormalities are immediately reported. This culture ensures that problems are detected early. Instead of waiting for major failures, small issues are identified and solved quickly. Toyota also encourages employees to suggest improvements through Kaizen activities. Even small ideas from workers are taken seriously because small improvements accumulate into large gains over time. Now, let's consider a practical example from a CNC machining workshop. In many workshops, tools are stored randomly. Operators may spend time searching for tool holders, inserts, measuring instruments, or setup fixtures. By applying the 5S principle, the workshop layout can be dramatically improved. Tool holders can be stored in labeled rack near the machines where they are used. Measuring instruments can be placed in a dedicated cabinet with clear markings. Raw materials and finished components can be stored in designated source zones. Once these changes are implemented, operators spend less time searching for tools and more time performing productive work. The result is improved efficiency, reduced setup time, and safer working environment. So, before implementing 5S, many workplaces appear cluttered and chaotic. Tools may be scattered across workbenches, materials may be stored randomly, walkways may be obstruct equipments or containers. After implementing the 5S, the transformation can be remarkable. Tools arranged systematically, workplaces clean, storages clearly defined, and because of this, workers can perform tasks more efficiently because everything is easy to find. This transformation not only improves the productivity but also boosts morale. Employees feel more comfortable. Employees feel more comfortable and confident working in a clean and organized environment. You can see in the image you have seen. Before it was a cluttered workspace, everything put here and there, and after it was organized. It's organized and it is efficient. We can easily take the tools, we can easily take the material, everything, and we get the improved performance. Next, although 5S is a simple concept, many organizations fail to implement it successfully. One common mistake is treating 5S as a one time cleaning activity. Teams clean the workplace once, take photographs, then put it in the social medias or anywhere, say that they have done, and then gradually return to the old habits. Another mistake is a lack of management involvements. When leaders do not actively support 5S initiatives, employees may lose motivation to maintain the system. Regular audits are also essential. Without periodic checks, the standards may slowly decline. The most important challenge is sustaining improvements. Building discipline and maintaining consistency requires long term commitment. Successful implementation of 5S requires commitment from the entire organization. The management must demonstrate support by allocating time and resources for improvement activities. Employees should be encouraged to participate actively in organizing their work areas. The training programs help employees understand the purpose and benefit of 5S, and regular audits or continuous monitoring and visual controls help maintain standards and ensure that improvements are carrying out properly. The philosophy of Kaizen encourages organizations to pursue continuous improvement. Instead of waiting for major innovations, Kaizen focuses on small changes that gradually improves processes. Employees who perform tasks daily often have the best ideas for improvement. By encouraging them to share solutions, organizations can identify the practical solutions that improve efficiency, and over time, hundreds of small improvements can significantly transform the operations. Although 5S and lean thinking are widely used in manufacturing, their principles can be applied in everyday life. For example, organizing your desk during a 5S principle. Organizing your desk using 5S principles can improve efficiency while studying or working. Removing unnecessary items, arranging tools logically, maintaining cleanliness, and following constant routines can improve productivity in many areas of life. Lean thinking encourages us to continuously improve our surroundings and eliminate inefficiencies wherever they exist. So, let us briefly summarize the key concepts we discussed in this session. 5S provides a structured method for organizing the workplace and maintaining discipline. Lean thinking focuses on identifying and eliminating waste through concepts such as Muda, Mura, and Muri. Kaizen encourages continuous improvement through small but meaningful changes. When these principles are applied together, organizations can achieve significant improvements in productivity, quality, and safety. So, before we conclude today's session, I would like to leave you with a simple thought. Improvement does not begin with machine and it does not begin with technology. It begins with awareness. Tomorrow, when you enter your workplace, pause for a moment and observe your surroundings carefully. Look at your workbench, your tools, your machines, the way work flows around you. Ask yourself one simple question: is this environment helping me work efficiently, or is it slowly letting me down? Once you start noticing inefficiencies, you will begin to see opportunities for improvement everywhere. This is exactly how lean thinking begins. 5S teaches us to organize our environments. Lean thinking teaches us to eliminate waste. Kaizen teaches us to improve continuously. When these ideas come together, workplace transform from chaotic systems into efficient and disciplined environments. Always remember, great industries are not built by big changes alone. They are built by thousands of small improvements made every day. So, for those who are interested in learning more about manufacturing systems or CNC programming and practical industry skills, you're always welcome to explore the training program offered by Upnal Education. Our goal is to help learners move beyond the theory and develop real industry capabilities in areas such as CNC machining, programming, and modern manufacturing practices. So, if today's session sparked your curiosity, consider it just the beginning of your learning journey. Thank you for your time, your attention, and your willingness to learn. Thank you all. Have a nice day.